Welcome to another Car Meet Garage. My name is Don, and we're sitting here with Ricky.
How's it going?
Oh, living the dream, sir. Glad to be in your shop.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here too. I mean, I've been working on a lot of rusty stuff lately. You can kind of see that one in the background there.
Rusty stuff everywhere in here. That's
Yeah.
all right. This is like me growing up. I spent a lot of time in here with your dad and you as you were a little kid, too.
Yeah, we've had this place for going on, I think, 25 years. So I grew up here in here. It's kind of where I developed my passion for cars and stuff with engines and stuff. So yeah, spent a lot of time in here. It's still spend a lot of time in here. So
Right. So where did you get your start?
Well, I mean, up until the point where I was probably 12 or 13, I didn't really have any sort of interest in cars or anything like that. I was into video games. I always liked Legos and stuff like that, but I don't know, I started kind of coming around. I was always into like dirt bikes and stuff like that. I always like ripping around a golf cart around here. I couldn't even tell you again how many hours I spent driving a golf cart just doing laps around this building. And I just kind of progressed into cars and things that were faster and made louder noises. So.
And it progressed fast, too.
Yeah. Yep. My first vehicle was a 91 or 92 S10. And I got that when I was 14, and like in that period of time I was buying and selling cars already, trying to make $1. So the cars kind of just I don't know, for a while I wouldn't say they got nicer, but eventually they got like nicer and faster after I had built up some money to afford one. So
I remember you were doing that, and that's where you bought your first 4th gen.
Yeah. My first F-body was a 95 Firebird Formula. When I got it, the engine and trans was out of it. It's LT1 car, 4L60, but the guy selling it, it had a Pro Charger on it and stuff, and it was 30 over, had a cam in it and stuff. Like it was pretty decent. I paid like $5,000 for it, which I mean was a super good deal.
At the time, it was long ago, that was a good deal then.
Yeah, and the car only had like, I think 30,000 miles on it. Beautiful car, but I had that for, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, you had it for a minute.
Yeah, had my fair share of problems with it. It was like my first actual learning experience on a fuel injected performance car, so a lot of growing pains kind of with that. And I sold that and got another 95. This time it was a Camaro Z28 black.
So, yep, I remember the black car. Yeah,
and that I had for about 5 years. That went through several different stages of progression. It was pretty much stock when I got it. It was a T56 car, but it had a 9-inch in it, which was like the big selling point for me. Like that was, I mean, at the time, I don't know what those were going for. It was $3,000 rear end or something. It was pretty well set up. So I got that, and that car ended up getting a 6-liter 7875 Turbonetics turbo, 4L80, and it made good power for its time. It made like 725 to the tire on 15 pounds, and shortly after that, though, it like lifted ahead, and I took it apart and never put it back together, and I ended up just parting the car out. So, but for the time, like that was 2013, 2014, like that.
Power for that.
Yeah, that was a fast street car back in that time. So, kind of wish I would have kept that car, but it's pretty funny. The guy that bought it from me, he was actually the owner prior to the guy that I bought it from. So, and it was his high school car and stuff.
Oh,
so he
nice.
got it. It was a pretty cool story.
Yeah, got to go back to his memories and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So then you're talking about 700 horsepower, and we can roll that right into the Crown Vic. Yeah. I love that thing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cars, and it's super cool. Like I've pretty much touched every corner of that thing, every inch of it. But yeah, it's a 4.8. It's 2006 Crown Vic with a 4.8 in it. It's got a VS 7875 on it, 1.25 AR. Had a turbo 400 in it. I just pulled that out because I'm going to be trading for a 4L80 for that. And it's like, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't get much more of a sleeper than that car. Like completely stock on the exterior. It's got the Police 17s on it, the Steelies, and it's got a full exhaust. Like the stock 2006 Crown Vic catback.
Super cool car.
Extremely quiet. It's got a 4-inch cutout on it though, so when it's time to party, you can definitely hear it then. But yeah, love the car. I've done a lot with it. Had some issues with it up front. It was someone started the LS swap when I got it, and I primarily bought it because it already had the LS in it, or 4.8, and it had a Holley Terminator X already. I paid $3,000 for the car, and
oh, dude, that's your motor and your Terminator price right there.
It was pretty much a free car at that point. Right. So, but I've enjoyed the heck out of that. I drove it a ton this year. Done a little bit of racing with it. Towed my jet ski across the state with it. It's honestly been extremely reliable. So very happy.
I got to see a race at Bradenton.
Yeah,
down in Florida.
Yeah. We got to make a couple passes there. Not the ideal passes, but it still went 131 miles an hour the first time it came out, so I consider that a pretty big win.
Yeah, but well, if you're blind and don't know who Ricky is, he has a YouTube channel called Rich Rules, and if you watch his channel, which I hope you do, you could see that in that one he had the Crown Vic dynoed, put something together, had it dyno, took it to Bradenton, and then raced it with basically no tune, with no testing.
Right.
So it was a crapshoot. It was cool to see you down there.
Yeah.
So and then the coolest part was seeing you do the with the battle axe.
Yeah.
That thing too. That thing's cool.
Yeah. That's been one of my favorite things that I've had the opportunity to drive and help build. My friends John and Scott, they were responsible for a lot of the fab work on it and mounting the body on the frame, so big shout out to those guys. But that thing, it's just a unit. I mean, it's we've got the powertrain pretty much figured out in it for burnouts and stuff. We're going to try and do some other stuff with it as well, some off-road stuff we need to address. Well, we've got a lot of cleanup stuff to do on it. We essentially built that car to go to Holley LS Fest, and we put it together in like literally 4 days. So that's like literally everything from running all the wiring, getting the plumbing set up on it, mounting the body to the frame. It was a lot in a short amount of time. So there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up as far as plumbing, wiring, stuff like that goes. But I want to get a different exhaust on it. It's just dumped underneath the car now. I've got some ideas for that, for something cool. And
got to keep it loud though, because that's part of that. Of that rig is that it's so loud. I know at Bradenton when you were doing the burnout contest at Cletus and cars, I didn't see a single car except for Cletus McFarland himself where more cameras came out, because Paul and I were sitting right on the fence and we're looking around. Dude, everybody came out, cameras out. The rest of the cars, even like the Australian guy that was there, didn't have the cameras out like you did. I was like, if Ricky doesn't win something,
we ended up getting third in that, and I think we could have 100% won that. That was kind of on me. It was like the first time we had the car out with the nitrous working on it, and like when we had it at, it's kind of weird how it worked out. When we went to LS Fest with it, so we were actually in low range in the transfer case there. We didn't, I don't know, it was kind of an oversight to look at that when we were putting it together. But so it was in low range, doing a burnout, no big deal. Kind of figured that out after the fact, put it in high range for the Bay City Car Meet burnout contest. And when we got there, it was determined that our nitrous hadn't been working at LS Fest, and it wasn't working at your guys' contest either. So there was actually, when we were kind of going through stuff in the tune to just make sure everything was kosher, we got a lot of safeties set up for when the nitrous comes on, and we've got like an oil pressure safety, and it was set up for the nitrous will only turn on if the oil pressure is under 20 psi instead of over 20 psi.
Simple oversight, it happens.
Yeah, but we got that figured out. Went down to Florida with it. Like I said, first time the nitrous was working. First time the car could do 100% full burnout with it, and like that car. I mean, it's a very capable car. It's as far as I'm concerned, top contender when it comes to something like that. The only thing that kind of was the holdback was my driving there. We kind of encountered an issue where like the engine kind of bogged down a little bit. I was out of the throttle to try to navigate. When you have that much wheel speed, it's kind of hard to maneuver that thing with the wheelbase being shorter than it was with the truck. So that was on me. I feel like had I been, in it all the way the whole time, I think we would have won personally. But the car itself, it's just a very well sorted out car. The guy I have tuning it, Matt Sanford, he's a genius when it comes to stuff like that. Just everything. I mean, it's nothing special. It's an aluminum 5.3 with a ton of ring gap, and when I say ton, I mean a ton. So,
right.
It's got a Dr. Tunemal camshaft in it. I mean, stock heads, some springs, nitrous.
In a ton of nitrous.
Yeah, 250 shot on that thing.
I guess it's not that big.
Yeah. We could go bigger, but I'm out of jet for what I got right now.
Yeah, with the wheel speed you're getting out of that thing is insane anyway. Because I remember the first iteration before it was that, you did one of the burnout contests with us, and that thing was, when it was a pickup, that thing was absolutely wild.
Yeah.
And that was in Greg's little pad.
Yeah.
And we went to now we had the bigger pad, and you can do a lot more, which is kind of neat. So
yeah, no, I'm excited for the next one now that we've got nitrous. 250 more horsepower, should be able to put on a much better show this time.
Oh yeah, dude, it's it's a good time.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So if you had to look back at your past, what's your favorite vehicle you've owned?
Favorite vehicle? Well, I still have it at the moment, but I got a 2021 Camaro ZL1, and it's just an incredible car. Like, everything about it is, for a GM product, like, extremely well refined car, drives awesome. It's pretty much a full bolt-on car with a ported blower, no engine work, no cam, nothing like that. And I mean, it runs a consistent 980 in the quarter mile, 140 miles an hour. It gets 20 miles a gallon with an E40 blend. It's quiet on the inside. It has a ton of creature comforts. It handles
go out to
awesome.
dinner go on dinner on a Saturday and go race on Sunday.
Yeah.
Or race on Saturday, dinner on Sunday, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. It's a great car. And for the money, like, I don't know if there's a better all around car out there. I mean, not a cheap car by any stretch of the imagination, but for what you get, I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot of car for the money.
Yep.
So is there any other cars you'd want to own beside that one?
Man, I don't know. Like, I'm personally not into like super high-end exotic stuff. I think that stuff's cool.
I mean, I can see the rust behind us.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly get as much joy out of, like, my Crown Vic as I do the Camaro. So it's a different kind of enjoyment, but
it's just got to be growing up around your dad or something, dude, because like even I enjoy driving like junk.
Yeah.
Like, I prefer junk.
Yeah.
Like, I like newer stuff. I can appreciate it. But
Yeah.
sometimes the junk is like, am I going to die driving this?
Right, yeah. And the level of care, I mean, it's just like, when I drive that Crown Vic to the grocery store, I'll take front row spot. I don't care if Grandma Esther throws the door open to it, whatever.
Right, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You also do side-by-side stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah, I've got a side-by-side repair shop, so do a fair amount of stuff over there. Winter months are kind of slow with that stuff, so that's why I've been tinkering with some rust buckets here and there. But yeah, work on a fair amount of that stuff. Like I was saying, with winter, I don't get to drive mine a whole lot, and it's been sitting outside for the past couple months. It's got a broken front diff in it and a broken rear axle from when I had it down in Tennessee a few months ago, but that's about to go under some revisions as well. It's got a pretty big turbo on it right now, which is fun in its own regard, but when it comes to big turbo stuff and actually using the machine for what it's designed for, trail riding and stuff, it's just not that enjoyable. So it's going to go under another reiteration, kind of going to put a smaller turbo on it, set it up for more of a practical machine. When we built it, we kind of built it for a specific drag racing class, and did that a couple times, but I would, I got enough stuff that goes fast in a straight line. I'd like to be able to enjoy the machine in a different kind of way. So, going to change some stuff up with that. I'm excited to do that. And I'm
going to airball this. It's an X3, right?
Yeah, Can-Am X3.
Can-Am,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I didn't airball that. Yeah, right.
No big deal.
Right. Well, you pay attention to your friends' YouTube stuff.
I appreciate that.
They say support your friends' businesses and stuff, and you've been done incredible with that stuff. Couldn't be more proud of you guys.
No, thank you.
I say that all the time to everybody that I see that's been successful. You know, I watched you guys grow up.
Yeah.
So no, God, I feel old. I'm like your dad back in the day, right? Like I learned a lot from your dad too, but now I'm here to learn from you guys. Still, I'm here to learn from you still.
Yeah.
So is there anybody you'd like to thank, as far as anybody who's helped you with sponsors and shops that have helped you along the way, and like for parts and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to side-by-side stuff, Wayland Speed, I got their hoodie on right now. They've been a tremendous support system for me, for helping me build my my X3 and just pretty much anything side-by-side related. My friend Kyle, they've helped him out a lot on his. Super cool guys over there. They're based out of Michigan, so it's sweet to see one of the top contenders in the side-by-side performance industry be in Michigan. Yeah, so those guys are awesome when it comes to side-by-side stuff. Anything performance related, those are the guys to go to. My buddy Matt Sanford, he when it comes to any sort of tuning, the past couple years, he's been the only guy to touch my stuff. So I've, I'd like to think I have things figured out, or have previously had things figured out, or have a good idea on how stuff works or should work. But we were down at Cletus and Cars, one of the events, and had a burnout vehicle there that just wasn't working after going through a extreme makeover. And he's just like, yeah, you're doing this. And this is like the first time I ever met him. He's like, you're doing this, and this wrong. And I said, okay. So pretty much redid everything just the way he said it.
Right.
Worked flawlessly since. And same thing with my ZL1. I mean, he lives in Nashville, or in the Nashville area. And so I drove 10 hours down there to have him tune it.
Worth it for a good tuner.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his remote tuning, is better than any dyno tuning that I've had done previously. So I know everybody has their own preferred people that they want to run the laptop in their cars and stuff, but he's been right on pretty much everything that he said. So I mean, I listen to him pretty much like the gospel. So he's been a big help. Holly Performance helps me out a lot on stuff too. So very appreciative to have them on board with our program. And I mean, when it comes to people, like my dad, man, I mean.
That's the first one I was going to say. I actually just was on the phone with him before I came here, and I was like, Dick, we're getting one with you. I said, do you want to come out? He goes, well, if Ricky wants me there, you tell him to call me. I was like, so we're going to get you on down.
Yeah, he's been into cars, his whole life, and he's kind of what started my interest in it. He was always kind of like, sprinkling the stuff on me as I was growing up to kind of get me interested in it. And like I said, when I was younger, like I wanted nothing to do with cars and stuff like that. And then just one day I got, it was kind of funny. Like we used to have some property up north, and we had this like 1982 S10 or whatever that was up there. And it was just, I mean, I talk about rot buggies. Like this thing, there was no rot. There was nothing left of the truck. So, but him and I got that thing running, and he's like, yeah, just go drive it around. And so I was driving it around, and then started doing burnouts with it. I'm like, okay. Like I get it now. Like, I get it. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm very appreciative for all my dad's support over the years, and he's taught me a lot. And I hope I teach him some things too. He's starting to come around to the LS stuff, to the modern stuff, seeing the Crown Vic and the Camaro and stuff, and how that performs. I mean, him and I still will go at it a lot. I mean, when it comes to things, but just very appreciative for him, and thankful for all the support he's given me over the years. He's been a very cool person to learn from. Always will listen to you, and that's not just for me too. He's just a really good guy. There's a lot of other people out there that I know are thankful for him being around too. So
yeah, dude, like I've learned a lot from your dad, and he's the reason why, even one of the big reasons why I even got so far into it too, and stuck it out as long as I have with the car stuff, is your dad, dude. Like coming here. Mm-hmm. It's been awesome. Yeah. But anybody else? I'm sorry.
No, that's. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other people that have helped me, but all those places I have listed, I mean, I'm in regular contact with, pretty much every week, some every day, you know. So, but that's what's cool, that like in this industry, side by sides, automotive stuff, like it's a pretty tight community once you make connections and stuff. Like people are willing to help you out. And I mean, a lot of times it's not with the, you know, expectation of necessarily, you know, an equal amount in return. So I definitely try and give back as much as I can to the people that help me, though. But it's just, it's cool to be around.
You know, it's a karma is a thing.
Yeah.
And if someone calls and says, hey, can I get something? If I got it, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like working on that limo that one time.
Love that. You need more content with that limo. People hit me up all the time. It's like, doesn't Rich rules in your area? What's up with that limo? And I was like, dude, I tell them all the time, I do something cool with it.
Yeah. No, we need to dig that thing back out before the injector seats up in it.
Oh my God, dude. It's so cool. I love that limo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the smell of mouse feces has kind of disappeared by now, but I don't think that stuff just goes away. It's like other stuff. It just doesn't go away.
It's going to have to get detailed big time. So if you had to give a 5-year plan to everything, normally I give, what's a 5-year plan on this and that? What is your total 5-year plan? Because I've been watching, you're doing really good. What's your 5-year plan?
Yeah, that's I don't really have any, I guess, specific thing in mind for that, so I'm kind of freeballing it here. But I mean, I'd like to, I guess, grow and develop in like the work that I do for other people, whether that be on side-by-sides or cars or whatever. Like, I think kind of going back to the connections that I've made, I have a lot of cool people that are involved with me, and I see like a lot of stuff that gets done wrong all the time.
The GTO.
What's that?
The GTO.
Yeah, I mean that's a prime example. Yeah. But I mean, even when it comes to something, you know, less extreme than that, it's like you go on Facebook and you go on these, like, you know, LS beginner pages and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that are trying to learn, which is cool. But there's just so much bad advice and bad information out there. It's like, I really like to be able to help people, because I know what it's like to struggle with stuff like that. You know, I had to learn myself sometimes that it wasn't always as easy as, you know, having someone tell you, you know, if you do this, you're going to get this result. A lot of it was trial and error and, you know, wasting a lot of money and figuring out that it's not going to work the way you wanted it to. So, I mean, I'd like to be able to help people, like I said, just get better stuff and to not have to go through those struggles. Although sometimes when you do struggle, you do appreciate stuff a lot more. And I think that kind of has its own place too. So I just like helping people. I like seeing people do good. And if I can help someone, like you said, the karma thing, I believe in that. So definitely would like to be able to help people some more and just see them have cool stuff. So, you know, the car stuff at this time it's kind of weird with a lot of, you know, government type stuff that's going on and cracking down on stuff. So,
it's getting harder and harder to, because I know with the diesel stuff right now, they got a lockdown on that with the EPA, and how long until it comes down and cracks down on our gas stuff.
Yeah, you know? Gas stuff, and then from there, off-road stuff. So
we're fortunate in Michigan that we don't have emissions and stuff here. Right. Who knows how long it's going to come.
Right. Yeah, you never know.
Right.
You just got to kind of appreciate what you have today. I mean, I think you can say that about everything, but yeah. Interesting times we live in. But I often, you know, a lot of people get worried about stuff like that, but I kind of try and think of, like, you know,
I'll worry about it when it comes.
Yeah.
It's at my front door.
Right. Yeah, like people 20 years ago were worrying about stuff too, like you said, just gotta address it when it happens.
Stuff like that. Al Gore stuff.
Right.
So your socials, dude, that people can follow you, like we know.
Yeah. So I'm on YouTube. I have the channel called Rich Rules. I'm on there. I'm on Instagram, Rick Spencer, 2 R's in the front, 2 R's in the back. Maybe you can't picture how that's spelled. Maybe the editor will actually put it in there. That'd be cool if you could see that.
It'll be right here.
I'm on Facebook, Rick Spencer. I try and routinely post on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm not super diligent with that. I do get 2 YouTube videos out a week. I'd like to do more than that, but Kind of like we were talking about, especially now in the winter, it's like tough. There's not always.
It's everything slows down here. And in Michigan, you're generally like a car guy or a snowmobile guy. In the winter, summertime, we're doing our car stuff. In the wintertime, your snowmobile's ripping around or whatever. And we don't have that right now. It's been a very California winter here, I guess. It's been warmish. It's everything slows down right now. Anyway, rambling. But sir, thank you for having us in your shop. I appreciate it.
Glad to be a part of it.
Tune in for the next one. Rich Rules, baby!
Rich Rules, baby!